Good afternoon. Welcome to the news at 2 on Lagos Television. I am Yetunde Oladotun Amao. The federal government has warned Nigerians planning to travel to the United Kingdom to be wary of violence risk over the recent killing of 3 young girls at a concert. Spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador H.A. Abu Obe, says the violence has assumed dangerous proportion as evidenced by reported attacks on law enforcement agents and damage to infrastructure. He noted that these disturbances have only been aggravated by the unfortunate deaths of 3 girls, spawning an anti-immigration narrative with particular emphasis on Muslim immigrants or persons of color being targeted. He advised Nigerians in the UK to be extra vigilant and avoid political processions and protests, rallies and marches, crowded areas and large gatherings while being vigilant and self-aware at all times. Demonstrations by far-right and other extra-parliamentary groups in parts of the UK in recent weeks have been large and in some instances unruly. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to achieving Sustainable Development Goal 6 with the commissioning of rehabilitated New Busa Waterworks in Borgu local government area of Niger State. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, who commissioned the project, said the federal government is dedicated to ensuring universal access to clean water and sanitation for Nigerians. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, who was represented by the Minister of State, Agriculture and Food Security, Sahabi Abdullahi, emphasized that the project is crucial to preventing waterborne diseases and promoting public health in the community. Managing Director, Chief Executive of the National Hydroelectric Power Producing Area Development Commission, Abubakar Yelwa, assured the people of New Buza that the commissioning of the water scheme is a significant investment of over 2.1 billion naira, which demonstrates the federal government's dedication to the well-being of the people of the area. The New Busa Waterworks had been moribund for over 3 decades. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, says the federal government is set to establish building materials manufacturing hubs across the 6 geopolitical zones. The proposed location for the hubs are Shagamu in the southwest, Aba in the southwest, Warri or Asaba in the south-south, Ajaokuta in the north-central, Kano in the northwest, and Gombe in the northeast. The minister showed that the chosen locations are secure and strategically placed near existing building material markets, adding that the hubs will include facilities like power, water, and housing for workers to ensure a conducive working environment. He says the hubs will manufacture various building materials such as roofing sheets, ceilings, tiles and doors. The minister emphasized the ministry's readiness to collaborate with investors interested in funding and managing these hubs. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, says Nigeria will get a bumper harvest before the end of the year. Minister explained that one of the reasons for the acute food shortage in the country at the moment is linked to the seasonal reasons called the lean season, which will end before the end of the year. He also identified reduced land mass, flooding, insecurity, aging farming population, among other issues affecting inadequate food supply. The minister shows that the federal government has measures in place to address food inflation, which includes the introduction of mechanized farming with the distribution of fertilizers to farmers and purchase of tractors, which will increase food production. Data from the National Bureau of Statistics says food inflation has reached 40%, pushing the prices of essential commodities beyond the reach of millions of Nigerians. The Renewed Hope Initiative, a pet project of Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has offered scholarships to 200 Nigerian students. This move, which is aimed at boosting the number of Nigerian youths have access to qualitative education is in partnership with various national and international organizations. The 200 beneficiaries of the AUDA NEPAD and African School of Economics scholarships were unveiled at the banquet hall of the State House in Abuja. The First Lady reiterated that the Bola Tinubu administration will continue to prioritize education as evident in the various policies and programs it is implementing in the sector.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, has done so much in the education sector, as the minister has explicitly explained to us this afternoon. The recent zero-interest student loan scheme, bursary and scholarship awards to students, and various education infrastructure development projects are all geared towards providing unhindered access to education for every Nigerian student.
Senator Oluremi Tinubu explained that she has consistently emphasized the education and empowerment of the Nigerian girl child, who is culturally and traditionally excluded to a great extent than her male counterpart from receiving comprehensive and formal education. This, she said, has brought about the need for the establishment of alternative schools for girls across the country. This was
and move towards sustainable action for providing this type of access.
First Lady is an education champion.
Access to quality education on the continent, and move towards sustainable action for providing this type of access and collaborative efforts to build a sturdy foundation for the continent's development.
Globally, young people have consistently demonstrated their role as champions of democracy, effective governance, and catalysts for positive change. This year, being the African Union's Year of Education, it emphasizes the critical role education plays in our collective progress. It is therefore fitting that we celebrate the renewed Hope Scholarships in this context.
A total of 200 students in various fields are to commence their academic career at the African School of Economics, an affiliate of Princeton University, United States, with a scholarship. The Federal Capital Territory Health Services and Environment Secretariat has disclosed that the health insurance scheme is initiating a medical palliative program aside the food palliative being given by the federal government. The Mandate Secretary, Health Services and Environment, Dr. Adid Dolakbo Fashawe, disclosed this at the Gwarimpa General Hospital, where free treatments, medicines, nutritious rice were given to sick patients to boost their health condition, while mama kits were given to pregnant women to aid safe delivery.
We have started to realize that a lot of our patients are coming in sick because the money they should use to buy their medicine, they are using to buy food. Limited resources, competing demands. The health insurance scheme for the vulnerables, which is a percentage of the country's national budget, can support us in the medical palliative scheme. What we have done is a proof that this can work, it is sustainable, and it is something that has come to stay.
Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Mohamed Pate, acknowledged the importance of the initiative and also encouraged mothers to keep to exclusive breastfeeding as it enhances qualitative and healthy growth of the children.
Nutrition provides not only nutrition to children, but also allows the mother to bond with her child. That is good for the child, it's good for the mother. It builds the brains of children. It's not only fashionable to not breastfeed, but it is in fact for the health and well-being of that child. And the federal government has directed that all institutions to provide safe places for women to breastfeed their children in the workplace.
Only hospitals registered with the FCT Health Insurance Scheme are beneficiaries of the initiative. Here in Lagos, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has directed the Ministry of Youth and Social Development, Information and Strategy and Office of Civic Engagement to immediately open wider channels of engagement with various stakeholders, including protest leaders. This is in demonstration of the Lagos State government's commitment to continuous engagement with the youth and in appreciation of the protesters in Lagos for their peaceful conduct. Governor Sanwo-Olu praised Lagosians for rejecting anarchy and embracing peace amid new and never giving room to warmongering, scaremongering, and rumor-mongering. He also praised the professional conduct of security agencies and police commands, the Department of State Services, the military, civil defense, neighborhood watch, traditional rulers, and civil society organizations and community leaders, including religious leaders, student leaders, and others who ensured Lagos remained peaceful. He enjoined Lagosians to continue their businesses without fear and contact executive council members for the ministries on the dedicated citizens access lines on 0811 9655 788 or 0802 522 4347 or 0707 717 8295. Super Falcons midfielder Regina Otto has joined Turkish women's top flight side Fenerbahce ahead of the 2024-2025 season. The 28-year-old signed a 2-year deal with Fenerbahce after departing French outfit Saint Etienne at the end of last season. Despite helping Saint Etienne return to the French top flight, the French club failed to extend Otto's contract. She played for Nigeria Women Football League Premiership side Rivers Angels before moving abroad. Her first team outside Nigeria was FK Minsk in Belarus, where she played alongside compatriot Onome Ebi. From FK Minsk, Otto joined Saint Etienne and spent 2 seasons with the team in the French D1 Akema and the Women's Second Division. Otto joined a list of Nigerian players in the Turkish Women's League, including Gloria Ogonna, Blessing Ko, Alice Ogebe, Oladiti Bola, and Mary Oluboshere. On the foreign scene, Hurricane Debby has made a landfall at the Big Bend region of Florida's Gulf Coast, with fears of storm surging and catastrophic flooding. The National Hurricane Center said the weather system strengthened into a Category 1 hurricane late on Sunday and came ashore near the Stenhanche on Monday morning. Hurricane Debby is now forecast to move slowly across the state, packing 80-meter-per-hour winds and dumping as much as 76 centimeters of rain as it moves north. The fourth named storm of the season will also soak Georgia and South Carolina in the days ahead. Debby is expected to slow down dramatically on its journey across Florida as the steering flow of winds high in the atmosphere essentially collapses. Ahead of the storm making landfall, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency for 61 of Florida's 67 counties. He also said utility crews from in and out the state are ready to help restore power after the storm. For more news, please connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. Please remember to call Lagos toll-free lines 767-0112 in case of emergencies. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again at 4.